Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and today I'm going to suggest you have your beverage of choice. I'm drinking Liquid Death. It's not a beer, it's a flavored sparkling water. This is Convicted Melon. It is super yummy. Don't buy it out. Because there is a new trend or a new I don't have the word for it other than because it is the Halloween season. I'm going to take a wild guess. This was brought to my attention recently in that there is now a bat French tip style. And this is what I kind of sort of created really quickly after looking at some of the images. And I so happen to have a tutorial for you. So this is what I did just to play out with as I had been looking at the other images that were online of what other people did. And my tip stand is not available right now. Hopefully I will have it soon. I did this at the bottom is coconut. And coconut is, focus here, B268. I'm seeing that right? Yes. B268. And then the next image I did, the underneath part is what I'm talking about for right now. The base, which is Bam White. And Bam White is B170. And then the last one is Frozen. God. 3 of the favorite, and then there's Luna, which I didn't use and don't have it pulled out for you. Frozen is B316, and that is the top image. And I'm not sure, but I think I like the coconut best, but Frozen, depending on, you know, what kind of thing you're going for. And then I did the different images so you could see how they contrast and pop differently. The red is, I want to believe, candy apple, B456. We use that one a lot. Hey, there's a reason. Currently, it's part of your reward, so you can get a free bottle of candy apple. And currently, I think it's also the smudge-free top coat, or it could be straight up black. They rotate in and out. But right now, last time I checked, it was candy apple. Those reward free bottles of polish. Ding, 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 ding. So I tried out the 3 different options. And for me, what I ended up doing was just the tips. I didn't do a base because I wanted to be able to do the manicure and then show you the tutorial. And the stamping polish I used for the bats, believe it or not, I used Cosmos, which is a B433, and it looks black. And if you turn it a certain way, then you see the blue shimmer. This is a very fun dupe for black. It's a very pigmented polish, so when you use it, in the process of using it, it's a fabulous color. The thing though with some of these ones that are really intense, with the color shadings, candy apple doesn't do it, but this one, straight up black, Bam White, that when you go to clean it off, it just goes, you're gonna have a smear mess. And that's just part of the process of the polish. It's one of the things you have to deal with. Don't let it discourage you. Just have extra little cotton pads and lots of nail polish remover. Preferably the 100% acetone, because it's going to go all over your plate. It's going to make things all smeary. It's and when you go to take it off, you're going to have it every which way. Protect your cuticles. Use some sort of a cover over them as much as possible when you're using these types of colors, because they will get into your cuticles and you will have the worst time trying to get it out. So tape up, glue up, latex up, whatever it is that your choice of manner of doing that is. do apply some sort of, lotion or oils or of that nature. I would say start like the day before, a couple hours before, after you do dishes or something, and wash your hands. Basically get your hands in the preparation of being ready to have the moisture there. That helps to prevent you getting the cuticle stuff. That's just kind of a basic thing. But Cosmos is a fun polish to use. So we're going to give it a quick shake, undo the polish, and here's the setup. So I have this one with a little bit of a different take depending on how girly sparkly you want to go, and I used Glam, which is p122. I have the other one I was going to use for you is on this tutorial is and I have it laying flat because then it settles and it's easier to get to, but it is Gleam, which is the p124. And we'll go ahead and set that out right now, and that we're going to polish this and let this have a chance to do its thing. And the interesting things on some of these polishes is that sometimes painting down isn't always your best feature. Paint at the top where you want a good amount, and then draw down towards the top of your nail. And obviously on your natural nail this would be different on your tips. Then you can turn things upside down, and then you kind of get the streaks going this way where it's more of a stretch up. So we're gonna let that one dry and set that off to the side so you can see the two different options on that. So you can have more of a sheer, or you can have more of a back. And the plate I was using, which is so funny, this was brought to me, and this plate has been on my to-do list in my stack that I have been working my way through for the last 3 weeks, maybe longer. This is Maniology, and this is not a subscription plate. This is an everybody can buy plate, m254, and it I forget the name, but it'll be in the title. But it has the different pumpkin faces. It has a nice little web that you can use different things. There's a graveyard image with trees and a fence, and I think there's a couple of tombstones, or if I'm thinking of something else, maybe not. Coffins, clouds, moons, pumpkins. There's the blood dripping, and that's what this is on this one. I didn't clean it off, but that's the blood dripping around and above the bats. There's more pumpkin faces, and these are the bat images that I used, which is kind of fun because then not all of the tips are the same. There's some of them are big or small. There's the different gradients of how the bats fly off. And so what I recommend on this is have other, in my experience of doing this, and my recommendation for this is, if you have, and why having extra stampers, I mean, I have a large collection of stampers that I can easily, and this isn't all of them. This is just what I have out that fits. I know I have more in storage as well. So, because you get them when you order, when you start out as a beginner, you'll get your first free when you order from Maniology. There's a website, place where you go to that makes sure you get it. Because I came into Maniology by a different route and didn't order my first box the right way, and I didn't get the stamper. And I'm sitting here going, so it took me a while and a bit of a minute to go get my bearings and figure out what the heck I did wrong. And then we kind of canceled that direction that we were going and went strictly with Maniology. Worked out a whole lot better. So you can get the beginner stamp set if you start off with a subscription, which I highly recommend. Or you can get a beginner stamping kit that all comes with everything else. I have tons of videos that explain all this stuff. So along the way, as you are a member, in some of the boxes, sometimes you will get a specialty type, depending on the subscription that you have. Sometimes the extra gift is a monocle or an ice cube. If you order a bundle set, a limited edition type goodie, then 9 times out of 10 they'll come with one. You can get them free if you build up your points. They trade off. Sometimes you get the ice cube, other times you get the monocle. So there's just, as you are part of the process of maniology, you will end up with, and I thought, why do I need more than one when I first started out? It's like, heaven forbid. And the next thing you know, you start doing these things and then you go, yeah, one's never enough. So this is why. Set out what you're going to do your stamping, have it ready to go, because when you're doing this image, it's kind of hard to isolate just the bats on this one because the blood dripping, it's so close. That way you then can do this in a very streamlined fashion. Set it up where you can, and I had 5 of them here ready to go at one point, and then went, we'll just do the 2 because the princess is deciding she wants to be vocal today, and it's just one of those days. So set them all up, and then and you'll see as I go to demonstrate this, then you can go through and isolate and remove all of the stuff you don't want to have happen, and that's okay if this dries. That's the beauty of the sticky base coat, which is B384. Sometimes the focus, sometimes the eyes. There we are. That's the beauty of that and why you need a bottle of that. And sometimes that's also on the free rewards. So yeah, I mean, I love the free rewards. And it's like, in my math, if you sign up for the full box monthly subscription, after you've paid for a full year, you have spent enough to almost get a free box. Because I believe you need 6,000 points if you're at a Muse level. So when you start out getting, it might take you a year to get through the tiers. But then once you're a regular subscriber for a year, all you have to do is buy your monthly subscription plus maybe 1 or 2 or 3 more orders depending on where you're at in the sequence of things. And you've reached enough points in your account in the rewards to then get a free box for the next month. So it's just how you figure out, and there's a whole thing. But I digress. You're here to watch how to do bats. There's just so much information to share, and I just love all the goodies so much, and I like all the benefits and the options that I kind of get going off on different things. Way too easy. So you have your pre-dones all set up and ready to go, and then we're going to move this out of the way so that we're not knocking into things. And again, I'm going to relate this to like doing a science project or doing a cooking big dish or something, to the extent of, whether you're making something to eat for dinner or you're baking something along the lines. Have everything prepped and ready to go and sitting there. That way when you start and you get going into this, you don't go, oh crud, now I need something, and you got to stop mid-thing. And that's kind of why this is. You set everything up, and then when you actually start stamping on your nails, it's just a matter of paint and do, and all the clunky stuff is kind of out of the way. If you don't mind the clunky stuff, do it how you want. I'm just looking at these things the easiest and most efficient way of your time and your effort, especially if you're new or struggling. There's a lot of things that, if you eliminate the obstacles, then the stamping process flows way more easily. I know, improper, but there we go. So we're going to stamp around this section right here. And for me, I like to stamp away from all of the clutter And I'm stamping, I know if you're looking at this, I'm both hands, but my predominant hand, and yeah, I've actually been tested on this, you know, by where they go through and it's like 2.5 days of them going in and evaluating my abilities on things, and my ultimate score was that for most people you're around 20 some odd numbers that of the overall calculations of things with one hand or the other, and I was 16 and 17. So yeah, kind of I get confused a lot with things. That's partly why I have issues with words. I'm quite articulate and can speak usually fairly clearly if I'm not being recorded, and I speak really fast in normals. I slow things down for this so that I am not speaking so fast that no one can understand the words I'm saying, which also adds to the motor skills of the processing of the brain. So I got a lot going on upstairs, as I said. The inner workings of my mind, and clowns are evil. Don't go there. So I'm going to go this way, and yes, I'm stamping this way. If you are more of a right-hander, then I would suggest stamp this way. Turn the plate the opposite way. So I hope that cleared up some things. I know I haven't previously shared in videos that probably people are looking at this backwards going, why is she doing it that way? Well, then now you know. So, stamping beginning, we have our Cosmos, and that we're going to leave there. And then we have our stamper cards and our scraper cards, stampers, our sticky paper waiting. We have our nails all ready to go. Am I missing anything else? We have there we go. Nope, we have everything. Okay. And don't worry about using too much. I've been stamping for so many years, it's not even funny. Maniology has only been in business for 5. So at this point, I'm just going through this. That silver I use a lot. I'm just going through that. I had it about a year, give or take, and I'm already on my second bottle that's waiting to be open for when that one is finished. I like the rocking motion. Some people like to Hulk smash. Don't smash too hard. Smashing too hard, then you squish your stamper and sometimes you mess up your images. So on this one, we'll turn it the other way. On this one, you can see there's the blood images and the drips and things that are in the way. So we're going to isolate out all the parts, and you want to give it just a millisecond as you flip things around. You know, do that fun quarter thing where you're flipping a quarter around. No, you haven't learned that trick yet? Okay. You see there's blood droplets here in different places. And if you've done this and waited too long and it's not coming off like I did, you can use a piece of tape. Yeah, I'm going to use. You can use a piece of tape, and for this, I like there's a brand of the extra sticky, heavy-duty packing tape that comes on the roll with the cutter. I like that a lot for these things, because then you can get a small piece and isolate out exactly what you don't want. But I'm just using some masking tape for right now, because masking tape works really good for me as well. But find tape that you like. Scotch tape, these sticky pages from Maniology are really good, but they're a big, huge piece and you can't quite isolate things off. So we have that sitting and being ready to go. We're going to pull off the one we did before, which is the gold shimmer, and I recommend cleaning off your plate as soon as possible, only because after it's had a few minutes to dry, then you can get it with the nail polish remover, and get all the nooks and crannies, because then you put it away and forget about it. And I have had some that I really thought I cleaned pretty good, and next thing I know, I can't get it out. And that is one thing that can contribute to you not being able to stamp quite well. So now we have the sticky base and our nail. And when you're painting over something else, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a bit of shimmer and glitter that came off on that, and we don't want to put that back in. So anytime you're painting over another polish, no matter what brand, always wipe off your brush, because then you get weird things happening with your, and you need to let that dry for just a minute. Yep, it's sticky. So then we're going to go through, and you don't have to, and this is the beauty of it, you don't have to use the entire part. You're just going to use the parts that you can see that are on the tip. And as you're doing this, you're going to put the pressure down, and in my best experience, if you gently roll whichever direction you need to go, pick a direction, and then your images don't, if you Hulk smash when applying it to the nail, you won't get the same. You can Hulk smash to pick up the image, but when you're putting it on the nail, yours or any other type, if you're rolling, then it's kind of like the paper that you put in your kitchen to line your shelves, or other things that if you're pulling the paper in a, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Words are just not coming to me. But yes, if you roll it, then they come off in a complete thing instead of, if you don't understand what I'm talking about and I'm not making that clear, let me know in the comments and we'll come back to that when words form better. So we're going to put that back over here and then redo the process with the silver one, because it's probably, yep, it's dry. And always make sure you close up your bottles. A couple times I got to go put things away, and next thing I know, somewhere along the line of doing my nails or something along with a bottle of polish, and I got distracted or interrupted and I didn't go back and close it, and well, went to pick it up and we did not have a disaster, and other times we did. Okay, and then if you do want to use the whole image, you can go all the way up. But this is tips. This is a French. See how that, as in rolling it off, so the image, because I rolled gently and slowly, the image pulled away but didn't tear. And see, if you have a long nail, you can do the tips. Now, with a blank stamper that has not been used, or that you have cleaned off and don't have anything else on, go back over your nail, because anytime you put anything on your nail, I mean, even if you're just painting polish, but anytime you put an image, go over and give it a nice little dab and roll and squish to make sure that the image has completely set. The image is completely, I'm going to take this off because this one's going over, and if I go back and do things, it's going to stick to the tape and not. God, I love these. Get the box from the Box of Magic, because I cannot tell you how many times a day I looked at this and went, oh, these tweezers? Can't imagine why I would use such tiny tweezers all the time. I am reaching for these things every day, multiple times a day. These are the best sets of tweezers I have seen. Okay, this one is not happy because it doesn't have anything to stick to. That's why it's giving me a little bit of an issue, because it's hanging over the edge. So we're going to, nope, it came off. Probably right there, right there. Yep, okay. See, that is why you roll over, and then you have a nice flat surface for when you do your top coat. Because then nothing is sticking up, everything's flat, everything has its place where it's supposed to be. And that's especially true for glitters and powders and whatnot. It's kind of like those pillows that used to be popular, or those wall hangings that had the crush, the fabric that was kind of a shimmer on one side if you went one way, all sparkly, and then the other side it looked like it was completely different. Well, you're matting that down, and then you add your top coat. I don't have the problem to touch wet things when I'm doing my own nails, because I don't have to grab on things and push them down to set them to dry. They're just, don't touch my hands. Sit still for them to dry. Good luck. That's not always something that's possible. I don't move much or move well, but I'm always moving. Yeah, go figure that one out. Okay. And then, on a regular basis at some point, occasionally cleaning off your brush just with a little bit of acetone, and come through and clear off your bottles next. That will help keep things working smoothly. And then give it a moment to finish drying. And loosely put it back, and then you can go back and tighten it up. So, this is the suggested plate. M254. This is with the silver. This is with the gold. This is with the different whites. Hope you like watching paint dry, because that's basically, and me rambling on with things. Did I tell you the plate number? M254. Again, the blue Cosmos B433. This is a whole other plate. Yeah, because we have to have one nail that's not. Extra. I'm not sure what we're going to do with those, but we'll do something interesting with those. Hope you liked the tutorial. If there's anything I missed or any other questions that you have, please ask in the comments. I'm more than happy to help adjust and address or answer if I know the answer, and if not, I'll find out the answer for you. Thank you for watching. Please be kind, because Lord knows the daily things that come across my perspective. The world needs a lot more kindness, and there's some serious turbulence headed our way in the next few months, and I wish everybody the best and wish everybody well. But find your seatbelt or a comfy pillow, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. That's just my perspective on the things I'm seeing. Is you've been warned. We've all been warned. And even though I know, it's still going to be a bumpy ride. Thank you for participating, subscribing, all of my encouragement from my followers. I appreciate you. That you like, subscribe, follow, comment, encourage me along the way, give me suggestions, give me questions. Have a wonderful day. Again, please be kind. Bye.